So Jordan Poole shows up to town, and he kind of goes off on the Warriors, man. He scores a bunch of points. The Warriors end up losing. Steph,
Yeah,
the Warriors offense looks way too reliant on Steph, and I believe this is the beginning. Unless the Warriors could pivot because they shown that they could do it before, but this is like the beginning phases of like showing the downhill of just
yeah,
like the Golden State Warriors, really, man. Because this ain't it. This version of the team right now ain't it. It is not
yeah.
it. Pods is struggling. Kaminga now hurt. It's like the James Wiseman pick ain't work out. They held on to Kaminga too long. Ever since Draymond punched Jordan Poole, it seemed like
They lost that offense spark.
yeah,
That's the main thing.
yeah, it seemed like because they won the championship, Jordan Poole and Draymond Green at the same time was eligible for extension. Then the
Yeah,
punch came, and then they extended Jordan Poole, and then that whole season Jordan Poole struggled. It seemed like that was it, man. Like it's just I don't know. Did the punch with Jordan Poole by Draymond, did he potentially fuck up a second leg of them not having a dynasty, but just them having a shot
a
to win?
competitive team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to
he
utilize
did.
Curry's prime years.
He did because I think the Warriors, like you look at the 2020 like season, right? It was Steph Curry having a generational season, but you also had kind of like guys who can step up and play to a high level when needed. Like at times with Wiggins had a obviously great season. You also look at guys like Jordan Poole and Klay Thompson. Those guys were able to step up. So you always had that spark plug, and they kind of got rid of that after that punch, and they brought in Chris Paul open to replace it. And Chris Paul at this point of his career, especially like you're watching him in San Antonio, he's not that.
Yeah, it was bad because like you said, they brought in Chris Paul and they also had to attach a pick in order to trade Jordan Poole.
Yeah. So if you're like Washington, you're happy.
Yeah, it was a 2030 first round pick.
Yeah.
So it's like, damn. And then Chris Paul basically left for nothing. They got him for nothing. They had to give up a pick and give up Jordan Poole. I mean, this is kind of crazy, man. Like, Draymond really cost these guys over this whole,
1 or 2 years of competition.
and also the 2016 championship.
Yes.
People forgot about that. Like, the suspension, the lack of control. And remember when they had to be in the play in? Um, they had to be in the play in, I think it was last season, no? Where they got
Yeah.
eliminated. Yeah, because there was a stretch where Draymond, I think last season, he had that incident in Orlando where Stephen Curry almost cried, like because the Warriors were trying to chase to get out of the play-in, and Draymond kind of like pushed them back with that, with the suspension. It's just like it's constant
Even that
fuckery with him, man.
even that Sabonis thing that went off, man, it was not a good look. When he when you remember when he jumps on Sabonis's chest?
Yeah,
Yeah. A lot of his moves are really like stupid and kind of like
he
head
hasn't
scratching
learned.
moments.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
hasn't learned. And in the KD thing, that's another thing. Like KD, possibly, who knows? He could have stayed there, but Draymond seemed like he was. I don't want to say bullying KD, but he
He
probably,
made it seem like he didn't really need him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
And
Draymond's just so emotional.
that's where it fucks up because you kind of bang on these young guys. You kind of like banking on these young guys. These young guys, they haven't really paid off like that, man.
They really haven't. Yeah, the James Wiseman, the second overall pick, then Kaminga, the seventh pick. I mean, they got lucky to have a dynasty like that, to make the finals so many times and have those picks in a short
Yeah.
time frame and still not able to capitalize off of it. It's kind of crazy, man. And then of course, what's his name?
And you bring in two experimental players, right? Like Wiseman is an experimental player. He didn't have a full season in NCAA. You bring in a guy from that. Was it Infinity? Infinity? What was it? G League thing called?
Oh yeah, G League Ignite.
Yeah.
Yeah, from Kaminga. But also we forgot about what's his name from Minnesota, Andrew Wiggins. Andrew
Yeah.
Wiggins, his father was ill and he had to
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
disappear from the
Last season,
team.
right? Where we didn't know where Wiggins like went to and his personal matters, and it kind of like the media damage. And you know, that loss against the Wizards kind of it forced kind of like Draymond to apologize. And you know, I posted the clip of Draymond explaining it, but I also have the quote of Draymond of kind of what Poole said that kind of prompted him to like apologize publicly.
Let me see. Let me see which one you said you
The
have.
second, the bottom quote, the first is the Draymond video. The second one is Mark J. Spears. What was it? I think Mark J. Spears talks about his statement.
Yeah. So Mark J. Spears said he quoted Draymond, where he said, "I love those guys over there." No, Mark J.
Jordan
Spears
Poole.
quoted Jordan Poole. "I love those guys over there. I love most of those guys over there." And then Draymond right underneath the post on Twitter said, I really am sorry."
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? After the game, you see him kind of dab up his old players. Like when he's like bringing up Wiggins, he's like, "Yo, this is the Wiggins. Like, I want to see it. You have confidence." And then you see him talking to Kevin Looney, and you see him talk to a lot of the old coaching staff and kind of like the old championship pedigree like players from that time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't see Draymond anywhere, and Steph obviously. You don't see like Draymond anywhere near that kind of like that camaraderie and kind of like that remnants of
Now, me seeing peeping Draymond, right? Because Draymond's
yeah,
petty, man. Him and Jordan Poole, they're both petty. I
they're
think,
both petty with each other, but you see like the love he has for like the other veterans that are a part of the team.
yeah, but it's not, to me, I think Draymond, the fact that he commented underneath that post, I think he was clout chasing for his podcast, man. I'll be honest with you, bro.
I mean, I posted the podcast, you could play that
Yeah,
too.
let's take a look at what he said, because of course he brings it up in his show. And remember, when he got suspended for punching Nurkic, he went on
Yeah,
his podcast. Like he couldn't wait to jump right back on his podcast. I don't think he had a new episode for over like 6-7 months. So he
yeah.
waited to the Nurk incident, and then he kind of relaunched his show. He kind of
Yeah.
utilized that, and then but he hid behind mental illness. I was looking for myself. Get the fuck out of here, Draymond. Hold on, I'm just gonna play. Let's take a look at what he had to say. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sick about this shit.
We gotta start with the tweet, bro. After the Washington Wizards game, Jordan Poole said, "I love those guys over there. I love most of those guys over there." And then you respond with a tweet that says,
I really am sorry.
"I really am sorry." Why did you respond to that?
I responded because, like, it's been 3 years. Like, let's move on.
Where's the love?
We moved on. Like, we're supposed to move on, man. I really am sorry.
Right.
Like, it was that statement was kind of like it was kind of like it was looking for some sympathy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I kind of keep
Yeah.
wanting to make me out to be the bad guy. Move on, bro. Like, it is what it is. I'm sorry. Like, I shouldn't have punched him. But it happened. Like, let's move on, man. I even apologized to his parents because I got his dad popped off one time on the internet, and I went back at him because it was just like, bro, why you popping off? And I actually didn't like myself for it because I wasn't even on that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I kind of
Right.
let him get me off my square a little bit because I've said what I said about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of go
It's
back.
over, bro.
Yeah, bro.
It's over.
I be kind of going back and forth with this on like, I be kind of in between on certain days. Like, yo, I know I was wrong, but you can't call a man a B word and push him and not get hit either. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Nah, hold up, man. Draymond, you sucker punch, dude, man. You
Bro,
sucker
he
punched
escaped all
him.
accountability with that one.
Yeah, man. It's on camera, man. You kind of sucker punched him, bro. I'm gonna continue, man. Is Baron Davis gonna call that out?
That's
kind
a
of
cold
like,
word.
you know what I'm saying? I kind of sit in both of those spaces sometimes. And
Yeah.
like the reality is, the answer is probably somewhere in the middle, right? Like, I shouldn't have knocked him out like that. if anything, I should have hemmed him up. Kind of was just a natural reaction. So the reality is like I probably should have hemmed him
Instincts,
up or something like that. That part.
the brand.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a part of the brand. But like I think for him though, like you kind of bringing that back up on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like when you do that, you just bring back that moment up on yourself. You know, like
Right.
you just kind of got to move on and just keep it pushing, man. So,
Yeah, you got to let it go.
let
At
it
some
go.
point, he got to let it go so he can get back to being who he is.
That part.
You know, yeah.
So,
And that's all it is.
that's it, you know.
Hold the fuck up, man. Hold up, bro. They just spent the whole time trolling the dude, man. Draymond too.
But the thing is, he's also milked out the situation. Whereas Draymond like avoided not talking about the situation.
Yeah, he's and it's just the way he's telling him to get over it. It's like,
Yeah,
yo, bro. And then Draymond was like, oh, I should have just yoked him up. Who talks like that if they're sorry about it? That motherfucker ain't sorry
he's not.
about that
He's being
shit.
like, he's being kind of a dickhead, bro.
Yeah, so he clearly doesn't like the fact that Jordan Poole kind of brought it back up.
And I think Baron Davis is being dishonest. This isn't a part of the legacy. What the fuck? Like, how is it not part of the legacy?
Yeah,
It's after a championship run. Is after your ring, the week before your ring ceremony.
Yeah, you know what? It's you can tell they had a discussion about it, and just seeing the way Baron Davis, because he's not involved in the situation, just seeing the way he's talking, yeah, Draymond's like, fuck that dude. Like, I can tell, man. Whack. Like the way Baron Davis is so sarcastic. It's like, yo, Draymond already gave him the energy. Like, he let Baron Davis know, I ain't fucking with dude like that.
It's a very dishonest. It's very dishonest on Baron Davis's end, to be honest with you. But I also like have Gilbert Arenas also talk about it, where he's kind of like propping up Draymond Green. Where I've seen a lot of like maybe it's a generational disconnect between these players, but man, like I find myself agreeing with Jordan Poole in the situation. I mean, yeah, it takes a bigger man to apologize. You know, credit to him, but you don't have to throw it in his face that yo, I already apologized. Like, what the fuck? That's whack.
And also, you know, Jordan Poole and Draymond, they've been going back and forth at it. I think the last time they played, and they were trolling the fuck out of each other. Because you know, they're both scoring on each other. They were trolling the fuck, like the way they were celebrating, the way they were like exaggerating, laughing. These two motherfuckers don't like each other.
No, they don't.
Even
I mean, you see it, bro. You see the way like Poole after the game and kind of like how he approached the players. You saw him give love to all of his older players, all of the other players that he loved.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, man, it's something about the fact that Jordan Poole bust their ass, man. He bust 38 their ass. Points. Yeah, I think he had like 38 points, no?
Yeah, he had 38 points a career game.
But he had a career game against Draymond. Davis,
like Draymond trying to play it off like it isn't a legacy thing. When we have like a Last Dance Golden State Warriors edition, or it's gonna be like 2 seasons, you know what I mean? Like Durant era and this era, and it could be 3 seasons. Fuck that. You could also put 2015, 2016 era, the 73-9 and 2015 championship. Regardless, this is gonna be brought up.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, Jordan Poole killed them, bro. He killed them in this game.
And there's a lot of ex-players that Draymond played with that didn't leave on good terms. Like like people also forget Harrison Barnes. Harrison Barnes didn't leave on good terms either.
Yeah, and by the way, Jordan Poole hit 8 3-pointers in that matchup. And this is a matchup. I think Curry struggled in this matchup. No, yeah, he was 4 of 14 from 3.
Yeah.
So yeah. And, you know, man, at the end of the day, damn, Draymond had donut across the board, and he only had 3 minutes. He was struggling. Draymond struggled in this game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the pettiness is seeping out. Let's take a look at what Gilbert Arenas had to say. I guess your favorite shot jacker.
Draymond, if you want him to stop, all you have to do is just say, if that motherfucker keeps saying this and bringing this shit up, I'm gonna punch his ass again.
Hey, that'll stop it.
That'll stop that shit right there. He already know what the first hit felt like. He don't want another one.
See, I didn't want to go there. See,
Yeah, you know what I mean? If he keep bringing it up, I'm gonna go ahead and hit him again. I was sorry before. I'm not gonna be sorry the next time.
I didn't want to say it.
Hey, he a guard like me. I would shut the fuck up. He already done threatened me. I already know what he's capable of.
So media gets no accountability in this, which I find funny.
Yeah, they're gonna instigate this situation, but yeah, Draymond is not really sorry. Jordan Poole, they both have that. They both have the same energy. It's very petty.
Yeah.
It's very.
And they both want to take it to the media, and the media gets what
Yeah.
they want, and vice versa.
And it makes for the next time they face each other. Like I guess
Yes.
next season, I think they face each other all the times that they will this year already. I think
Yeah.
the Warriors and the Wizards faced up twice. But I'm telling you, the last time they faced each other, Jordan Poole and Draymond, they were trolling the fuck out of each other with the celebration. They just kept going back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, they played each other twice. So they played each other November 4th. Yeah, that's when Poole was going back and forth with Draymond. I knew it, man, because I seen that earlier. I'm like, how nobody peeped that shit? And then now it kind of spilled off all the way to January 18th in Golden State. So yeah, it is what it is, man. These two, I would say the sit down with Draymond, eventually, when these guys retire, the sit down is going to be interesting with Jordan Poole in the mix. You know what I mean?
Jordan Poole, yep.
Because, of course, there's going to be a sit-down with Steph, Clay, and Draymond. But this Warriors situation, there's going to have to be a sit-down with Steph, Clay, Draymond, KD. Then there's going to have to be a sit-down with Steph, Clay, Draymond,
Bro, they're
Poole.
gonna bring that whole, like, even that 2015, 2016, they're gonna bring up, like, that whole thing up, like, too, man.
Yeah, it's just...
Because I think, like, also, like, there's, I think I read somewhere that Harrison Barnes has beef with Draymond Green. And that's kind of, like, also interesting. So it seems like a lot of players who leave, they have, like, kind of grievances with their former teammates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now,
Because he didn't invite him to his wedding. And, like, that's
Oh.
kind of interesting because he invited all of his teammates to the wedding.
Oh,
remember?
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Where they were dancing and mocking LeBron James.
Yeah, they didn't invite Draymond to the wedding. They invited Steph and Clay. They invited all Sean Livingston, but not Harrison Barnes. Oh no, I'm looking at another wedding. But they didn't Harrison Barnes' wedding. They didn't invite Draymond Green, but they invited Steph and Clay.
Yeah, they were all there imitating LeBron.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.